I'm about to spend a week in the Pacific Northwest, and joining me is my wife Hannah, her sister Heather, and her fiancé Rocco. It's always been a dream of mine to visit the PNW because it's so beautiful and there's so much to explore. But the main reason for this trip is Hannah's nearing the end of her college and she's in school for computer science. If you know anything about Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, we're not necessarily known for our bustling tech industry. So what that means for us is that we have to find a better place for her in her career so that she can actually find a job. And we figured what better place in the country than, one of the tech capitals of the country, Seattle. The route that we're going to be taking will start us in Portland, and then we'll basically drive up to Seattle, spend a couple days there, and then work our way back down through Tacoma, back into Oregon, and leave out of PDX. So think like mini road trip. So this video is going to be a little bit different. It's going to be a little shorter, a little more vloggy.
Giant cookie.
But it's not just going to be apartment tours and boring business stuff. We're going to be doing some really cool hikes. We're going to travel around Rainier. We're going to be doing Cannon Beach and a whole bunch of other stuff. Multnomah Falls. It's going to be fun, I promise. It's literally like we're walking in heaven right now.
The cities, man.
We're Hannah and Jake, and we like to explore cool places all over the world.
The views, it's just incredible.
Getting there wasn't too bad, actually. It was a smooth 7-ish hour flight, and we landed in Portland, which has arguably one of the most beautiful airports in the country. And it's still being renovated too, so I can only imagine how it's gonna look when it's done. And it was Heather's very first flight too, so that's pretty cool. We then picked up our rental car from our friends at Alamo and hit the road. It was about a 3-hour drive to our hotel in Seattle, and the views were stunning. Okay, so we just arrived in the PNW, and right now we're at our Airbnb right on the Puget Sound with a view of the city, and I have to say I am blown away by how beautiful this place is. Like, you hear all kinds of things about the Pacific Northwest and how it's always gloomy, it's always rainy. There's sun hitting my face right now if you couldn't tell, and we got some beautiful views of Mount Rainier, Mount Hood, and even Mount St. Helens too, which was a shock to me. And what's really cool too is that this Airbnb that we booked, there's a top floor and a bottom floor, and they're two separate rentals. But nobody booked the bottom floor for the time that we're here, so it's just gonna be us with the whole place to ourselves. Check this out. Hot tub overlooking the Seattle skyline and the Puget Sound. Pretty cool. I'll show you the inside now. Never mind, I'm locked out. Look at that. Mount Rainier beer. Nice. So Hannah, what's your first thoughts of the PNW?
That I don't want to leave. It's really beautiful. We got such a beautiful day. I feel like we got so lucky arriving here, and I'm in love with it already.
What's your thoughts on this dreary weather as well?
Oh God, it's just miserable. Look at this place. Oh my God.
Gross. After getting settled in, we decided to head into Seattle. To get there, we drove a few miles down to the light rail station to catch the train, because trying to find parking in the city is like finding a needle in a haystack. If you know anything about Hannah and I, we're not the biggest fans of public transportation.
I hate public transport.
Thankfully though, Rocco is, so we kind of just let him take the reins on this one.
Columbia City.
After about 30 excruciating minutes on the light rail, we arrived in Seattle's downtown. Honestly, it wasn't that bad, but I'd much rather be in my truck.
We just made it to the town square, or Pioneer Point, I think it's called. The wind's blowing cold now. It's rushing through the streets. I'm thinking that shorts were a bad choice.
Our plan was to explore some of the city, and what better way to do that than with a guided underground tour.
So right now, Hannah and I are about to do an underground tour, and I'll explain a little bit more after I'm more educated about the topic, but basically the city of Seattle was built on top of an older version of the city of Seattle. So we're gonna go underneath the city right now, and we're gonna get some really good information about the previous history of the city. It's gonna be fun. Let's go.
Oh man, that tour was incredible. It takes you like underground to what the city used to be, and they built the new city on top of the old city. It's a whole thing. Okay, so let me try to explain. In 1889, there was a major fire at a bakery that destroyed most of the downtown area in Seattle, prompting a major rebuilding effort. The city raised its streets to prevent flooding, burying the original town in the process. This created underground passages and storefronts in Pioneer Square, which is what we're exploring today. But our tour guide, I can't remember his name, but he was incredible too. Very informative, very knowledgeable.
The gray beams are new. That's reinforcement from the 1980s. Above them, the original iron I-beams, and they support the brick keystone arches, made stronger by the weight of the sidewalks on top of them.
The tour took us outside, across the street, and into various buildings across the block.
In 1965, when we started the tour, the city realized that the underground was usable. They started to let folks renovate, and up to modern day, about a third of the underground has been renovated for modern commercial use.
At the end of the tour, they had this little like mini museum with a whole bunch of artifacts from when the city was first constructed. And of course, they had like a gift shop and, a little souvenirs that you could buy, but overall, awesome tour. 10 out of 10. It's definitely one that I would recommend, especially if it's your first time visiting Seattle and you like history. The sun was beginning to set on our first day in Seattle. With the Pike's Place Market already closed, we decided to make one more iconic stop. And the best way to get there was, you guessed it, the light rail. So we met up with Heather and Rocco and made our way to the symbolic yet very touristy Space Needle. After a 10-minute train ride, we had arrived. Tickets to get up to the top for the Space Needle are $50 a person, and honestly, that felt like 100% a ripoff. We were told that there was a deal for going up after 6 p.m., which turned out to be a complete and utter lie.
So right now we're 500 feet in the air. I don't know if you can hear me, so I'll dub this later.
But anyways, the Space Needle stands at 605 feet and was built for the 1962 World's Fair. It represents a futuristic design with its saucer top and tripod base. It features an observation deck, revolving restaurant, which was closed when we went, and is designed to withstand strong winds and earthquakes, making it a sturdy and fashionable landmark of Seattle.
The Space Needle was super cool. There was even this spot where you walked on like a glass platform, and when you looked down, it was just a 500-foot drop, all while rotating. It's cool to do if it's your first time visiting Seattle, and it gives you incredible views of this city.
If it's your first time visiting the city of Seattle and you want to do it, check it off your bucket list, by all means do it. But that is the most ripped off I felt the entire trip. Would I do it again? No. But I mean, it was still a cool experience. Before heading back to our accommodation, we spent a few extra minutes just enjoying the views and taking in the magnificent Seattle skyline.
Good morning from Seattle, Washington. Yesterday was crazy. It was packed. I was exhausted. So I'm sorry if I didn't get a lot of good monologues or footage in. By the time we had got on the light rail into the city, I was exhausted. We got not a big day planned for today. We're gonna go down further south about 45 minutes to check out this place called Tacoma, which I'm sure you've heard of. But it's directly south of Seattle, and one of the main reasons that we're even here is we're going to be checking out different apartments and pretty much just checking out the towns, and I'll try and do a better job of capturing some shots today. Yeah, let's go.
We then made the hour-long drive to Tacoma, said goodbye to Heather and Rocco for now, and pushed on south toward our potential future home. Now, Tacoma is a city on the Puget Sound, and it serves as a gateway to Mount Rainier National Park. It has a rich history in lumber, railroads, and an economy built around its port. Despite its spotty reputation, our first impressions weren't that bad.
What are your first impressions?
It's nice. It's really nice. I like the area. Lots of pretty colors. The apartments look nice.
It's such a beautiful area.
It's not like a cramped city either. I can take my truck and drive through the streets without, feeling squeezed.
Liking it first impressions.
First
We're liking it.
Good.
We did our apartment tours for the day, and I won't bore you with the details, but they were really nice, before making our way to our next stop, which was Point Defiance. So right now we're at Right now we're at this place called Point Defiance Park, and it has like a zoo and an aquarium and stuff here, but not on Wednesdays, and today is Wednesday. Right now they're just kind of walking along the dock. There's some photogenic birds here. There's also behind me, you can see a giant ferry service, and that's where you can drive your car onto the ferry, and it takes you to this island. I don't quite remember the name of the island. Was it like Mary Island? But anyways, we don't really have time for that today. But regardless, this is still a beautiful area. They have like restaurants in here and stuff, so. We explored the dock a little bit more while trying to find the actual park in Point Defiance. But first, let's check in with Heather and Rocco and see what they're up to.
We've stopped by the University of Seattle. Let's see, how do I flip this? But it is so cool. And this is where the econ department is. Beautiful. So we took the Seattle water taxi to West Seattle, but we accidentally took I accidentally got us on the wrong bus, and we went the wrong way up the route. So we accidentally ended up stuck in a kind of a little shopping center in the middle of West Seattle.
Got a big Reese's cup.
Giant Reese's cup.
Lots of chocolate.
Chocolate involved.
Gumballs and Andes Mints because they're the best.
It's the view from Alki Beach. Or Alki. We're not really sure. Yeah, that's the summary.
Back on our end, Hannah and I left the docks and made our way to Point Defiance Park. And I have to say, it was an absolutely magical place, full of wildlife.
Look, there's a deer just walking around. Man.
It's crazy.
It is so quiet out here. You can probably hear under my feet because it's just so quiet, so peaceful. I'm glad we made the stop here because it is beautiful.
So we're actually underneath a tree right now, and Hannah just pointed out that it's actually a redwood tree. The ones that we did back in California, remember that? This place just keeps getting better and better. We're walking through a rose garden right now. The Point Defiance Rose Garden is home to over 1,500 roses and is accredited by the American Rose Society, which, yes, is an actual thing. I think Mount Rainier is back that way, and that's what we'll be doing tomorrow. And out here in the water, all these rich people have little houses for their boats in the marina. And I promise Hannah and I are walking together. It's just that in order to get a shot of the other one walking, you kind of have to separate for a minute. The sun was beginning to set on our beautiful day in Tacoma, so we wrapped up in Point Defiance and made the hour-long drive back to Seattle to meet up with Heather and Rocco for dinner.
Right on. Good? Oh, yeah, you get it.
Your big arms are in the way.
Take those little bits there that fell.
We opted to spend the rest of the evening relaxing in the hot tub at our Airbnb. What a day. All right, it is day 3 of our time here in Seattle, and got a fun day today. Today we're gonna try and do Mount Rainier National Park, and I hope everything goes well because I know the government shut down right now, and what that means is national park workers are getting, laid off, hours cut, not getting paid. So I hope that everything is, clean, and it says it's not supposed to rain today, but you just never know, especially with mountain weather. Yeah, if you remember that. Oh Jesus, it just started snowing. But it's about an hour and a half's drive to Rainier, so we're gonna go ahead and get started.
Driving on a cliff right now.
So we just arrived at Mount Rainier after about 20 miles on the windiest road ever. And right now we're at the visitor center, and we're gonna check around for a bit, see if we can get some souvenirs here. And it's closed, so thanks government shutdown. We're gonna do the Skyline Loop Trail, which is a 6-mile round trip loop that takes you underneath Mount Rainier. So it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun. Hopefully the weather holds up. It's getting a little bit cloudy. We're gonna do it anyways. So the start of this trail, it's a bit sloggy because it's entirely uphill pretty much. And the ice underneath your feet this time of year certainly doesn't help making it easier. Oop. So you just gotta watch your footing and power through it, because I think it levels out up here at some point. I will say this though, we're almost a mile in, and this is one of the most beautiful trails I've ever done. John Muir wasn't lying. In 1899, Mount Rainier was established as a national park. It's the most glaciated peak in the contiguous United States, with massive ice fields, diverse ecosystems, and old-growth forests. Oh, and Mount Rainier itself is an enormous active volcano. So we've got Gandalf, aka Hannah, leading the fellowship up Mount Rainier and into the Misty Mountains. We're in trouble.
And all of a sudden, the peak is now visible. You can kind of see it through the clouds up there, the top of Mount Rainier. So I knew doing this trail, we'd see some snow because it's October, but I didn't think we'd be hiking in knee-deep snow. And just for reference as to how deep this snow is, that's my knee. So we're hiking through knee-deep snow on the edge of a cliff. That's the visitor center.
The hike started off going really well, actually. Everybody was happy, good energy. And then we were like, oh, reality set in, and we're like, we still have a long way to go. The snow's getting deeper, the wind's getting colder. What have we gotten ourselves into?
It's freaking cold! Over there is Mount Hood, and then I didn't even see, but right to the right of it is Mount St. Helens, which erupted, I think in like the 80s or something. And then right next to that is Mount Rainier, where we're directly underneath. So right now we're approaching the highest point on the trail. So we passed underneath Mount Rainier, and I don't know the name of the point, but it's the highest point on the whole trail. And then we head back down. Hopefully we don't slip and fall and roll off a cliff. It'd be embarrassing. It's starting to get really cold and really windy. Woo.
With every step, the terrain became more unforgiving and the wind was growing ever stronger. But we pushed on through the ice and snow to get to the top. After about 45 more minutes of hiking, we had made it.
We made it to the panorama viewpoint. It's so windy out here. The the filter on the end of my mic for my camera blew off of my camera completely and almost rolled off a cliff. And that would be the second one that I've lost on a trail. So I naturally dove after it, and I managed to save it, and I didn't die. So that's good.
I remember the views from the top were beautiful, like they were out of this world. Stunning panorama views. You could see Mount Rainier, Mount Hood, Mount St. Helens. I remember it was so cold and windy that my hands stopped functioning after about 5 minutes, and I was having trouble even recording anything or doing any monologues. But yeah, I remember going back down. I didn't record that much because it actually did get kind of dangerous, and I slipped a couple times. But once we got back down to lower altitudes, the weather kind of mellowed out a little bit, and I was able to get some really cool shots. And it was beautiful. Absolutely beautiful hike. One of my favorites that I've ever done. And I don't say that lightly.
My knees are feeling it now.
The views were awesome. It was quite hard at first, very uphill, very steep. But once we got halfway up there, I think my body acclimated to it, and it was a breeze. And the way down was just as beautiful. The sun came out. Endorphins are pumping through my body right now. Like, I feel so good.
Feel the adrenaline?
I do.
About done the hike now. I think it's time to ditch the Gandalf hiking stick. You have served us well. Goodbye. Morning from sunny Seattle. This is the first day that we've got that's really windy and rainy and nasty. So the original plan today was we were going to go out on a ferry on the Puget Sound and maybe do another hike out there. I think I'd rather do something else. So we might just use today just to like chill and explore the city some more, or maybe go back to Tacoma. I don't know. I'll probably use this as a rest day too. So I don't know. We'll see how it goes.
There's a couple of shadows, a penny more light.
The day was exactly that, relaxing, rainy, and overall uneventful. We did end up doing some more apartment tours, which were a nice escape from the pouring rain. We also did the Westfield Mall, which is a massive high-end shopping center located in Renton.
Good days happen all the time. Good things happen all the time.
On average, it rains about 150 days a year in Seattle, but the amount of rain isn't much, only about 40 inches, and most of it falls as a light drizzle.
Okay, we just finished up at the mall here at the Westfield Mall. Got my Jamba Juice here that we don't have over there. It's definitely in the running for the best mall I've ever seen. And we got to see Darth Vader very briefly from the back, so that was really cool. Yeah, we're just taking it easy today.
We finished off our day with some deep-fried and very tasty fish and chips from the Salty Blue Diner.
Look at this shrimp. It's like the size of my head.
Good things happen all the time.
Alright, so it's our last day in Tacoma. We're about to pack up and leave the Airbnb and driving about 2.5 hours south to our next stop, which is Vancouver. And Vancouver is right on the bridge going over to Portland, Oregon. We're kind of like right on that line. But Tacoma, Seattle exceeded expectations. My expectations were high coming out here because I've heard so many great things, and they've met every single one of them. The people, the food, the surroundings, the nature, the mountains, the hiking, everything. So I'm excited to push on and see Vancouver as well.
Our brief time in Seattle and Tacoma had come to an end. We made our way south down to Vancouver, the one in Washington, not the one in Canada, and prepared to spend the next few days exploring Portland and northern Oregon.
Alright, we're all checked into our next accommodation, which is where we're going to be in Vancouver for the next few days. And so far, this place is very, very nice. Look at that. They knew I was coming. It's 3 floors. So there's a basement with a game room, which is what I'm in right now. And there's a middle floor, which is where Heather and Rocco are going to be staying. And then Hannah and I will be staying on the top floor. This home was built in 1930 and it is stunning. Everything's been tastefully updated, renovated, and it still has that like old historic charm as well. So I'm super excited to be spending a few days here. This is really nice, really nice. Glad we booked it.
That evening, we decided to make the drive into Portland for dinner, and we explored until nightfall. We found this really neat pub called the Leaky Roof that sold shepherd's pie. And after a long day of driving, there's nothing better than relaxing in a pub with an ice-cold beer.
Another rainy day in Portland. It's our first full day here. It's kind of nasty. So today we're gonna do Multnomah Falls, which is the iconic waterfall here in Oregon. Been really looking forward to it, but it is really cold and really rainy. So yeah.
Here we are inside a novel waiting for an end, but we don't know the authors of the book.
It was about an hour's drive to get to the falls, and we couldn't be more excited. It's been on Hannah and I's bucket list for years now, and we were finally gonna see it in person.
Stuck without a captain or a chart. No one seems to know just who to follow anymore. Hang on. There's a twilight, a nighttime and a dawn.
Alright, so we just arrived at Multnomah Falls, and I'll have to post below how tall it actually is, but it's the second tallest constantly flowing waterfall in the United States. Now we're gonna hike, I think it's 0.2 miles up to the bridge. Excuse me, I just ate an enormous cookie. So maybe a bad choice. Look at this. Multnomah Falls is the tallest waterfall in Oregon and is located in the Columbia River Gorge. It was named after the Multnomah tribe, who were discovered by Lewis and Clark, and if you want to go during peak season, you're gonna need a permit. Feel the mist on your face. Multnomah Falls was awesome. I mean, the water was rushing, the wind was blowing. It's something I've always wanted to see, so just being there was such a surreal experience, and I couldn't wait to hike to the top. The PNW continues to outdo itself, man. One of the most beautiful regions I've ever been to. It just keeps on getting better. It's so cool. I mean, look behind me. Sun shining through. Wow. The hike was going super well. Like, the weather was beautiful, the birds were singing, like everything was just perfect. But then I remember looking around and everyone around us had left the trail, and I'm thinking, what's going on?
Well, there's a rainstorm coming in. And I think you can literally see the rain falling over the water.
So the weather's getting really bad now. If you can tell, all that sunshine is gone now. And we got about halfway through the hike, the weather took a turn, so we couldn't finish. So now we're hiking back down to the car before it pours down.
Ah, this sucks, man. Let's hope my camera's dry.
Okay, now it's hailing. So, not even just rain, ice on a slippery path. This sucks. So we basically sprinted back to the car, and that was our time at Multnomah Falls. No, but seriously, it was an incredible experience. You know, even though we got poured on halfway through the hike, we managed to get some awesome photos and videos before the rain and hail showed up. And all in all, it turned out to be everything I'd hoped for and more. After driving home through the pouring hail, we spent the rest of the evening just chilling at the Airbnb and getting ready for our final day on the coast tomorrow. Last day here in Vancouver, Portland area. And oh man, we got a fun day today. So we're gonna be doing Cannon Beach, which is the iconic Oregon beach with those really tall sea stacks, the big rocks. And man, I'm excited to see that. We were gonna do it yesterday, but as you saw, the weather wasn't really that great. So we're hoping that today is a little bit better. So we got blue skies so far, and I don't know how that's going to transfer over an hour and a half away to Cannon Beach, but let's hope for the best. It's also our last day on this trip, so man, time flies, dude. Just gonna get out there and enjoy it. It was about an hour and a half's drive to get to Cannon Beach, and it was absolutely magical. So we just arrived at Cannon Beach, and yeah, it's pretty. You can see, I'll turn the camera around, this haystack rock. How cool is that? Walking on Cannon Beach now.
It's incredible.
It's incredible. Right now we're by Haystack Rock. That's the big iconic rock in the on the Oregon coast. And I guess you're allowed to fly drones out here, so we're gonna get some cool drone shots and probably just explore the beach a little bit. It's not too cold either. It feels incredible right now. I don't want to speak too soon as always, but the breeze is blowing, it's warm, the ocean is glowing. And this is why for so many years I wanted to come to the Oregon coast, was to basically just see this. Yep, that is really slippery. Ah, yes, Cannon Beach. I remember there were little paths everywhere that you could get to the beach from, and a lot of them were overgrown. They looked like they hadn't been touched in years. And somehow we managed to get perfect weather too. I think one of the craziest parts to me is that people actually live right here on the coast. Cannon Beach gets its name from a cannon that washed ashore in 1846, which is now on display at the Cannon Beach History Center. The town is best known for its iconic 235-foot haystack rock and its breathtaking coastal scenery. It's incredibly walkable and dog-friendly, and it's enjoyed by over 1.5 million tourists annually. That's a lot of people. So we just finished up here at Cannon Beach in Haystack Rock. Wow, absolutely stunning. Like, when you get good weather, come here, because this is like, oh my God, legendary. If you ever get the chance to come out to Oregon, make sure to stop at the coast, because it's worth it. After leaving the beach, we explored the nearby town and checked out some of the gift shops and restaurants. The town was so picturesque, it looked like I stepped into a coastal-themed Hallmark movie or something. There were restaurants everywhere, gift shops everywhere. Quite pricey though. We ate lunch at the very popular restaurant Pizza Feta before grabbing some last-minute souvenirs and heading out to the final hike of our trip. I even got this cool shirt, see?
So right now we're at Ecola Point here in Cannon Beach, and I don't know if you've ever seen the movie The Goonies, but that's primarily where that movie was filmed, here in Astoria.
Do the truffle shuffle. Put it out, mouth.
The Lighthouse Lounge was actually constructed right here on this spot at Ecola Point, and it's beautiful, man. Now we're walking down a path to Terrible Tilly's Lighthouse, which was constructed in, I think, the late 1800s, and it is way out there. It's been abandoned for many, many years now. There it is, way out there. But yeah, constructing a lighthouse like that in that raging ocean today would be a daunting task, let alone 150 years ago, when they probably were lucky to have a steamship.
That looks like a humpback whale.
I thought I saw a whale, or like a humpback whale. Yeah, upon closer inspection, it seems to just be a rock. Whales do live around here though, I'm pretty sure, in the ocean and whatnot.
We spent some more time taking in the coastal views before beginning our final hike and saying our goodbyes to the Pacific Northwest.
Right now we're walking along the Indian Beach Trail, and a big portion of this trail was actually destroyed by a landslide, I think back in like 2016 or something. And through a bunch of donations from the Oregon Visitors Association, they managed to rebuild the trail. And that's what we're walking on today. So let's get started.
The Indian Beach Trail. I think that was the last trail that we did, and man, that was one to end on, dude. It pretty much summed up our whole trip in one little hike. It was like our own little rainforest. The Indian Beach Trail in Ecola State Park is a moderate 3.8-mile round-trip hike through lush coastal rainforest. Even though we didn't do the whole thing, the views were out of this world.
Whoa. Look at this.
Even though the hike was absolutely beautiful, the glare from the ocean actually gave me an ocular migraine. So definitely a good idea to keep your sunglasses on when you're mesmerized by the water, like I was. But 10 out of 10 hike though, we will definitely be back.
It's a long way down.
The energy you feel when you're here is just indescribable. All of the different colors and vibrancy. It's definitely a must-see place.
Man, the PNW did not disappoint. We explored so much of the region, but at the same time it left so much more to be explored. Hannah and I are big outdoorsy people, if you haven't noticed by now. So I feel like this region, this area of the country would be perfect for us. And that's one of the main reasons we want to move here, is just for the great outdoors. So if we do end up moving out there, expect a lot more videos like this one, and a lot more trails, a lot more beautiful hikes like this on the channel. I mainly make videos like this to look back on, and just a way to, you know, kind of save your memories. And I never expected anyone to actually like watch them. But our last video in Switzerland seemed to be pretty well received, and you guys gave me some great feedback, and thank you for watching. And it keeps me motivated to, you know, keep editing and keep filming and keep documenting our travels this way. Hannah and I have some more trips that we want to do this year, one of them being a Colorado, Utah road trip, so stick around, you're not going to want to miss those. But anyways, that pretty much wraps up this trip in the PNW, and I hope to see you in the next one. Peace.
The girl beside me said she'd rather waste her precious time with someone new. She said that we were going nowhere, there was nothing I could do. And right before my very eyes, she hypnotized and said goodbye to me. Not for the first time,